This is proof, though, that CM Punk listens to PWT Confirmed, though. NXT, this is Phil Brooks quoting Phil Marks here, it seems like, right? NXT, the way it's set up now, is just like a sports college program. They have everything in-house. Boom. And people have ragged on me in the past for saying that, but that's what NXT is. It's like a college campus feel. It's such a wonderful show. Oh yeah, I was gonna review though, so let's do WWE news. We'll quickly review some, and then we'll talk about Dynamite, preview it, and then whip the show on. But anyways, Punk said it. It's like a college program, dude, and that's what I equate it to as well. It's like they're in this PC center. Where's Ashanti hitting on these ladies? I don't know. It looks like they're in a cafeteria. They have a locker room. People got names on them. They're athletes training and performing and competing in this like wrestling league, this wrestling minor league or whatever. I don't know. It's brilliant. That's the way I've tried to explain it. That's why it's over with me. And that's exactly how CM Punk explains it. Boom. There you go. He listens to PWT Confirmed. Something to keep an eye on. Joe Hendry. We already talked about that. Shout him out. So speaking of podcasts, one that I enjoy is Undertaker when he interviews these legends, because this is where you get some of these stories that don't really come out. You don't really hear anywhere else because they're just sort of reminiscing. Now, people are like, Undertaker's just old and he thinks wrestlers are soft, and he's right. They are. Oh, you're mad at an old guy that times changed? And he's noting how the times are different? Entitled millennial pussies. Sorry, guys. But for real, yes, it's true. Times have changed, and it's probably better that people don't have guns in the locker room. However, Undertaker can talk about how that's different for him. And you know what I mean? And it's still valid as well, and you don't need to get mad about it. But here's Booker T telling a hilarious story as I drink a Red Bull about an MMA fighter taking his Red Bull and then getting kicked out of the building. Booker T famously has like Red Bulls backstage. When he shows up to a show, he's there all day. He has like a fridge full of Red Bulls, right? Famously. And everyone knows you don't touch Booker T's Red Bulls, okay? Or maybe infamously, because I don't know how many people even know that story. Now, recently, I heard this story told by the UFC fighter, I think on Quentin Rampage Jackson's podcast. I was looking all over for the clip and could not find it. So if somebody could find it or tag me in it, I swear, because it slips my mind who the fighter is, and I swear it might have been like a bantamweight. I don't want to say it's TJ Dillashaw. It was somebody, though, like a smaller guy, I think. But they were on, I want to say, Quentin Rampage Jackson's podcast, and they told the story recently about how wrestlers take themselves too seriously and how he got kicked out of a locker room for taking a Red Bull because he didn't know. He's back there like, oh, I thought these are just Red Bulls for the boys. I didn't know who brings 20 Red Bulls to or whatever. Because Booker T's fueled off Red Bull. I'm the same way. I drink sugar-free Red Bull. I don't like Monster. I don't like none of that other. I just sugar-free Red Bull. But yeah, here's Booker telling the story. And I tried to find the MMA fighter side of it and to confirm who it was and if they couldn't beat the shit out of Booker T. But I could not find it anywhere, unfortunately. But this is a hilarious story. Shout out Booker T, one of my all-time favorites.
I think I almost made a fatal mistake one day. I had a Red Bull flip out, but I came in the locker room, and it was Sabu, and he was standing there with this guy, and this guy was drinking a Red Bull, and the cooler was right there. And I looked at him, and I go, "Where'd you get that Red Bull?" He goes, "I got it out of the cooler." And then I go, "Who are you?" And before he gets say anything, I say, "Now, why are you in the locker room?" And I say, "And why are you drinking my Red Bull?" And then he has the Red Bull like that. He goes, "Oh, man."
Now tell me you did not just drink that, sucker.
And I'm sorry, I'll pay you for it. And I knocked the Red Bull out of his hand. Boom. It hits the ground. And I go, "Why are you in my locker room, man?" I tell you what, get out of here, man. Get out of the locker room. Sabu goes, "No, he's with me, man." I go, "No, he's not with you. Get out, man." He starts walking out of the locker room. I go, "No, get out of the building." So I walked him all the way to the back door, threw him out of the building.
Where was I for that one?
And I found out he was an MMA fighter. He could have kicked my ass all over the place, and I wouldn't have known it. I was like, "What the
bro, you sold it, bro. You sold him a bill of goods."
I think that's what it was.
Damn, dude, that is a funny story. God, I wish I remember who it was. And Booker T will fight too. Like it's not like he wouldn't have thrown down, but yeah, he admits it too. Like, dude, because even if it was a little bantamweight, like this is the difference, right? These UFC dudes are literally just training to fight all day. They'll train 3 times a day to just fight. So just based on that alone, like even the smaller dudes in MMA whoop a lot of dudes' asses that are way bigger than them for sure, just based off the fact they're training every day. You know, and then you have a guy like Nakamura who like he's rolling and is in the gym every day. He would fare better than like a roided up, like Batista in a fight. You can watch his MMA fight. He's not that good. You know what I mean? He's not super good. He can roll a little bit. He's decent at jiu-jitsu, but he wasn't a good fighter, like whatsoever. So Booker T will go, but even like he's like, I'll pay for it. Booker T slaps the Red Bull out of his hands. Jesus, man. And he's like, I almost made a fatal decision one day. It was almost a fatality. AJ Styles confirmed that. I don't remember who said. We covered it on the show. So, Jackie Redmond is clearly on WWE's payroll. And so this guy is a sicko. So good thing we played the sickos. He's like, I don't buy AJ Styles is actually injured. The whole thing is based on 2 people's word. Jackie Redmond, who is clearly on WWE's payroll. Meltzer, who's proven himself as reliable as a discount condom from a Dollar General. And then he tagged Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful Select, who said that AJ Styles' foot injury was a work. We covered it on the show, right? AJ comes out and go, it's called a Liz Frank injury. Look it up. It sucks. I thought when I took off my boot, I would have bones sticking out of my foot. And AJ Styles is going to be out for a year. Okay? AJ Styles is out for a year. So Fightful and them are wrong. This goofball's tagging him. Meltzer seemed to be right. One of them said it was fake. Who cares? They're all dummies. And I'm going to give him a dummy, yeah. But this is what we're dealing with here. Everyone says different. No one gets it right.
Yeah.
And then I'm an asshole, and I get called an asshole for questioning all of these people. But I'm going to trust AJ Styles. I'm going to trust the way it went down during the broadcast. And I don't trust Meltzer. He was just guessing. It's like flipping a coin, right? You're bound to get it right. But yeah, if AJ's gone for a year, then that sucks. And does he miss WrestleMania again? I don't know. My timeline's off. Someone do the timeline for that for me, but disappointing. And I hope he's okay, man. He's got few precious years left, AJ Styles, right? He's got maybe like 4 or 5 real ones left, And then I see him doing like a one-off in AEW, just like a super match at Wembley for like $1 million. And then he just goes back and gets inducted into WWE. I totally see AJ doing that. A one-off. We're going to talk about, though, like people. Well, I guess it's WWE news. So Kevin Owens re-signed with WWE as well. And then, of course, the sickos are burying him. And imagine what Kevin Steen could have did in AEW. Oh, I can't wait to roast those marks in a bit. So Fightful is also reporting they've been told there are no creative plans for Brock Lesnar's return. We're about to review Raw in a moment. I'm doing quick, lightning fast reviews. So if there's 2 things everyone should have learned in the Triple H era, nobody casually or accidentally mentions someone multiple times on TV for no reason. Major surprises don't get leaked anymore. Exactly. Thank you, Triple H's thoughts. He's absolutely right. Nobody casually or accidentally mentions people. And Brock Lesnar was mentioned numerous times. Multiple times they're referring to him. We know that there's interest. And then all of a sudden we get these dummies reporting things like worked wrestling. And I don't mean to hate on these people or anything, but they're like many backstage in WWE reportedly unhappy with Brock Lesnar. And it's like, who? Name them. I'm so tired of you guys just going many. I could just say many backstage are hungry in catering tonight at Dynamite. And it's probably true, but like who? Don't just say that. It's so annoying. And that's why we chronicle it here on PWT. John Laurinaitis, divorced from Kathy Colas, who is the Bella Twins' mother. Obviously, he was, cheating on her when she's going through stuff, and he's trying to throw Vince under the bus, and then he's siding with Vince, and he's just the piece of everybody claimed he always was. As far as we know, he was stooging to Sheets, allegedly, and he may have been partaking in hey, come on my plane, pal. You know? So I don't know, man. What would Jim Cornette say? Come feed him fish heads. So yeah. Shout out Johnny Ace. I'm just kidding. Shout out the Bella twins, I guess. You know? I don't know what else to say. So no one's really, other than DDP, no one's got anything nice to say about that guy.